I prepared for my interviews and landed a Big Four job without very good grades and without any connections. I did it by using the strategies I'm about to show you in this video. Let's get into it. One of the keys to remember when you're preparing for an interview is you don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to prove that you're qualified because a company only offers an interview to someone that they already think is qualified. So the interview is more about personality, them getting to know you, and making sure there's someone that they want to work with, because at the end of the day, your coworkers become a big part of your life. You spend a lot of time with them, and hopefully you enjoy hanging out with them and work well with them. So keep that in mind when preparing for an interview. It's more about personality and less about intelligence. There are a few key things you need to do when preparing for an interview, and the first one is pretty obvious. Practice interview questions. What I would do when I was preparing for interviews is just make a long list of common interview questions and start writing answers for them. I would try to have like 1 or 2 answers for every single question and just, have those ready, prepared in my arsenal so, I was ready for really any question they asked. And a great thing about a lot of interview questions is they all kind of ask similar things. So you really just need like a list of 10 stories or anecdotes or answers, and you can kind of like fit it and alter them to fit whatever question you get asked. But once you have this list, just make sure you practice it multiple times a day. You want to be very comfortable once the interview comes, because obviously there are going to be nerves, but if you've practiced your answers and you're very confident and comfortable going in, you'll be more relaxed and perform better. Being comfortable and confident is one of the keys to performing well in an interview. The next thing you need to do after preparing your answers to common interview questions is to get into detective mode and start stalking. You need to stalk the company, go on their social media, on their website, and just learn as much about the company as you can. What are they involved in? What do they stand for? Just things like that. Learn as much about them as you can, because when the interview comes, it's just going to make you more comfortable and confident. And like I said, that's really the key to doing these interviews. You should also stalk your interviewer. If they give you the name of the person who's going to be interviewing you before, make sure you get on LinkedIn, search them up, and just figure out who they are. How long have they been with the company? Where were they at before? Where are they from? Where they go to college? And just see if there's, something interesting there, something that you can ask about. Maybe you have a connection. Maybe you went to the same school, or your friend went to that school, or anything. Just find out about them, and hopefully you'll find something interesting that you can talk about them with during the interview. The final key part of the interview prep is to make sure you have questions prepared to ask the interviewer. You should have a list of questions ready to ask each of your interviewers if you have multiple, and hopefully there should be some, related to the company, some related to the job, and some related to, the interviewer themselves. Like I said, do some research on all of those. This is really important because it shows that you're interested in the job, the company, and the interviewer, which obviously is going to stand out to the interviewer. And it's also going to make the interview feel more like a conversation, like a two-way thing where they're asking you some questions, you're asking questions back, and it's just going to make it more enjoyable for everyone, because you got to remember, the interviewer is just someone usually who works for the company, and their specialty isn't doing interviews. This isn't what they enjoy doing. They'd rather just have a conversation with you. A lot of my interviews actually weren't even really interviews. They didn't even really ask me any interview questions, because right away I just started asking some questions. They asked me some questions, and we just talked the whole time. And those were honestly the best interviews I had. And also, when you ask the interviewer about themselves, it's gonna, make them feel better. Everyone likes to talk about themselves. Everyone likes to feel important. So definitely try to make your interviewer feel that way as well. So hopefully you took all those steps to prepare for an amazing interview. But even once the interview ends, job is not done.
Job's not finished.
After you finish the interview, you definitely need to follow up with your interviewers. Just shoot them an email and thank them for their time. And, if there was something you connected with, make sure to mention that, because it'll help them remember you. And just say thank you, and you're really excited to hear back about next steps. So just to summarize, the keys to having a great interview are remembering that it's about personality, not intelligence. Number 2, preparation. Prepare answers to common interview questions and be very comfortable with them. Number 3, do your homework. Learn about the company and learn about your interviewer. Number 4, be super nice and friendly during the interview. Ask them questions and, try to make it as much of a conversation as possible. And number 5, follow up to show good manners and hopefully show the interviewer that you're really interested and excited about this opportunity. If you do all these things correctly, you're going to give yourself a great shot at landing a job at a Big Four firm. And I truly wish you the best in all your job interviews. And if you're interested in becoming a CPA, check the link down below, because I have a 60-day CPA exam study plan, so you can get started studying for the CPA exam and be done in the next 60 days. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.